Monaspa, the fire and the
heart
all the
wins
things,
over.
the heart will win. Yeah, it's a wish tinker. Come on, like, surely he should pop off and kill him in the game. I believe in you, Monaspa.
Kind heart. We don't know which one really weighs up. Here we got a 50-50. Our panelists. Let's see if that split carries over to our classes. Is game one with big
Kalma lang kalma.
Сейчас будут
Relax
показатели.
lang.
Thank you very much. Are we split? What do you think?
Just play Dota,
You
guys.
tell me. I'm gonna go with Entity. I think it's a more normal looking draft. What Monaspa have. It's difficult to execute. I feel like this type of draft can either fail miserably or it can be like, wow, man, this team's really good and innovative.
Yeah, they were good enough, Monaspa, to come to Division 1, and we have a quick soundbite here from Nande talking about getting to Division 1 and his goals for the tour, so go listen.
Сейчас поиграем.
30秒后战斗开始。
该死的魔法师太多了！该死的魔法师太多了！
Nice one, guys.
Oh, kalma lang kalma. Relax lang. Relax lang.
So staying in Division 1 does feel like a very tough goal in Western Europe. I feel like that's always a challenge, but they started off with a victory. And I mean, that's putting the right foot forward.
It might be what they needed. Start off this tour with a W. It's gonna get them, a bit more confidence. And it was also against the team he faced in the previous in Division 2. But let's check some of the heroes that they have. Wish on Tinker, some panel talked about. He's pretty much the only player, maybe him and NTS, that do play Tinker. Entity, they have to respond with something, but on that dot, because there's gonna be a lot of aggression happening in this top lane. This Viper plus Earth Spirit, definitely a killer lane. Fishman slips him back.
Yeah, Fishman on this Disruptor. We've seen him on this Disruptor so many times. It feels like such a volatile hero for him, and it really does dominate. It's kind of crazy making a position 5 look so strong, but try to replicate, quite get there. Desire, he's getting right-clicked. He was glimpsed for a moment and glimpsed again, so having to eat 2 glimpses and some right-clicks. Fishman trying to get that first blood, looking for a high 5. He'll throw right-clicks and, well, Desire. Around the Rosie on the tree. I don't quite got the damage, and it's on cooldown for another 7 seconds.
We see the power of it. Oh, using that glimpse. One of the reasons why he starts with stats is so he can trade better. He gets extra armor, he gets extra damage coming out, and he's also like sitting underneath the tower, getting that extra HP and armor, and then he forces you to run away because you can't trade. Maybe the hero hit level 2.
If he lands, Rubik in trouble. Kanomi trying to get himself not to be the first blood. It actually ends up being Skylark, and then there's a bunch of deaths as there's 4 all over the map. They lose the Rubik, and Spartan dies on the snap part, and Fishman also dies top. What's going on here?
I don't think this. I don't remember seeing this happen. 4 heroes dying at the same time. So Watson did get the first blood. The biggest winner of them all.
Meanwhile, can we just talk about the fact that Pugna has 16 CS
against 6 on Tinker? So you are forcing him to use.
That's gettable now. Yeah.
You baited me a bit of
I tried.
Fake hype.
Just couldn't listen to you anymore. I had to cut you off and quiet you up a little bit.
All right, cast this one. Desire.
Yeah, Desire. Putting himself near the tree if he needs to roll onto the low ground, but now they've got the kinetic field. Watson wondering if he wants to go for creep. So the Earth Spirit in the decision is going to be to go for Skylark and waveform forward onto this Viper who's trying to go into the trees while Desire comes back to south and a little bit of a deterrent. On a Fishman, but nothing really doing.
Skylark doing a good job hiding it inside the trees, and if Desire doesn't have healings out there, he would definitely not be able to help him out. But go back to the mid lane, 8-1 against 19-4 on Pugna. This was last pick Pugna, so you are forcing Tinker to last hit with the laser.
It's not fun, that's for sure. Roll misses, Desire now gets a kick over to Skylark. Kinetic field is up, and Watson started to throw out some right clicks onto Desire. Fishman was holding onto that glimpse. He's going to end up dying here, but it puts Skylark in a position where he dies to Watson anyway. So that trade works out for Entity. It favors them quite a bit.
Watson's getting some solo XP. He also was the one getting the first blood, getting some solo XP for now. Also, will get some extra regeneration brought by Disruptor. There's so much action happening. 6 kills in 3.5 minutes, something that we don't see. And also, what we don't see as well is Legion Commander carry. They wanted to have something against the Broodmother in the lane, something that deals well, something that can sustain with press the attack, and of course, odds once you get the spiders.
Still feels a little bit tough though for them, as you can see Spartan taking some damage from Toby. Not really much apparent there, so he could just run at you. Fishman again might die. Desire doesn't have any mana to work with. They're trying to get that salve into his inventory so he can pop it and run.
Clarity against healing salve.
And now he's got the run. Now he'll stop the salve, and Fishman taking some time, but his death looks like it's inevitable. But he's still gonna put up that kinetic field to make sure Desire can't catch him just.
Looking for an angle, but it's only level 1 rolling boulder underneath the tower. Desire not gonna go for it. Clarity also didn't get cancelled, so that's a big win there. Spartan playing like he has full HP, full mana.
夜眼下塔正受到攻
Pop the
击。
wand. I don't know where they're playing in this lane right now. This is very far forward. A cookie onto the high ground, but I don't know if that's far enough away. There's a scatter blast, telekinesis, right clicks.
我们
Able to get Spartan before the cannon. That's exactly what he does.
Bit of a question mark there, considering how aggressive they were playing behind the tower.
Relax lang.
Maybe
Relax lang.
your safe laner is level 6 or something, but not that. Yeah, definitely not even close there. Bit of a difficult one. And look at Fishman. Drops down to 4th, wants to be able to get the good flames there. Still level 1.
Yeah, not great at level 1, but still kind of annoying.
Maybe the Spartan death had a bit more to it, where he wanted to refill bottle for his Tinker, because Tinker was getting harassed like quite a lot, and also leaving some solo XP for Legion.
Yeah, not bad to give Nande some solo XP when they can't exactly kill him out of the tower with Red. It's really helping out 2 lanes, especially if you can. Yes, it's out of control.
If someone is not afraid to die, that's definitely Spartan, living to his name. 0 in defense. They didn't build any walls. It was all about the attack.
Spartan's Nande taking some damage. Fire Snap Cookie misses.
Nice dodge from Toby.
And Toby's going to go north as he'll get Scatterblast on him, but again, not enough damage. Nande doesn't have enough health to really play that too aggressively. By himself for the moment. Eventually could come back. The bounty rune and then making his top ones. Lanes shows up bottom, gets killed on Toby. So it's the power of level 6. Right in, right out.
Get that bots for free. But why do we have that? Like, back in the days, I'm still gonna go back, like being able far back to what was that? 2009, 2010, when fresh KD on Tinker. I think it was Yamate pioneered that
天
build.
辉军团正
It
在
was
走。
patched right after, but you know, some things in Dota were very la balance. You can get Vish farming the stacks, taking for himself, trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, he's 1,000 net worth behind this Pugna. You can see Watson, he's top of the net worth, having an easy time in this top lane. There hasn't been much of a disturbance from Skylark. Really, the Earth Spirit of Desire, no desire for him to go into the
Wants to be able to pull creep wave, get some extra XP. Maybe, like, this was supposed to be an earlier earn, but he was also forced a lot of gold spent on the consumables, like we saw him using the multiple angles as well, and Nande bought him.
Not 6 quite yet. Nobody else here. Like, it's just Toby trying to fight for the moment. Look at the damage coming. Scatterblast, overwhelming odds. Like, Toby's got to watch out. Has some spiders coming back down.
Might get bursted by Wish.
And he died to some...
Wish decided to make a rotation bottom.
Wait for forward, Skylark.
越野
No,
上
like
塔正
Watson's
受
gonna
到
get a kill
攻
and he's
击
now on a killing spree. Like that's just exacerbating the problem of
Wala nga
what's going on. Sportplay
Relax lang.
not being stopped and continuing to stay top of the network.
It's also Stormstormer dominating this matchup,
Yeah.
using blast every single time someone's missing. So they're trying to fix it. I'm looking at Wish item build. He's trying to go for like all the small items. Magic Wand, Raindrop. You don't see Magic Wand and Tinker. But he wants to be able to sustain as much as he can because he understands like the lanes are not going too well. Like his own lane also didn't go well for him. Now needs to TP out, which someone else needs to collect the experience. They decide to rotate with one more hero. Tower's gonna fall eventually. Pugna, one of the better hero, takes the towers early on.
Yeah, they're putting pressure and putting up the map from for Monaspa. It's just not looking like they have much lanes, and I'm a little bit worried because they're already down 3,000 net worth, and it's not going to get easier. It's going to get harder first.
Watson's also completely farming. He has the map, has Vulcan Blade available. In terms of scaling, this lineup scales so good into the lane game. I mean, this is a lineup compared to carry Legion Commander. Monaspa's lineup was supposed to crush the lanes, but they haven't done that. So now they need to play for a bit of a later timing. Find this farm on Tinker, find some levels on Earth Spirit so he can move around the map and get the kills.
Yeah, Earth Spirit's still sitting level 4. Earn that tower mid, about 100 health.
天辉中塔已被
That
摧
mid tier
毁
1. Getting like you said, Pugna can push these towers pretty quickly, and you've also got Toby on the Brute Mother. Like things are gonna start going down around the map.
For sure.
I don't know where the answers exactly lie here.
夜眼
Monaspa
军
and
团正在扫描
like lanes have just kind of fallen apart.
Also, some of the hero matchups are really bad for them. You have Pugna, I think. You also have Pugna in, like, they picked the Legion Commander, so that's really not a really gotcha pick. Yeah, sure, Nande is sitting here bottom. Mother is not pushing, but Toby's farming the other part of the jungle. He's not trying to move fighters close to overwhelming odds. He's not going to feed any extra gold.
天辉军团
There will be
正
a
在
smoke.
扫
They want to
描
go for Skylark potentially as screen. You see the esportsbet.io odds, and they're still favoring Entity, sitting at about the same thing we saw pregame. A little surprised with the way Entity are playing right now and how much of the map it feels like they. Monaspa gonna need a lot here to come on back, and it's certainly not going to be. Pieces are well off the mark, and now Desire Kinesis, and they're going to get an easy kill in the Earth Spirit as Toby comes across and helps out Storms.
That was a heavy commitment on a spot to try to get something done. Spartan, he needed Earth Spirit maybe to connect from a different angle, but he was already initiated on Skylark. Viper as a hero is very static. He did not want to move. He wants to dominate his lane.
Right.
Then maybe
夜眼
Tinker
下塔
rotates.
正
You
受到
have Earth
攻
Spirit
击
rotating. This Legion Commander also wants to be in the lane so the Butter doesn't take the tower. So it needs to be both supports trying to make a move. Tinker with the TP, try to outnumber them.
Static Storm, like, this is going to be a problem for Skylark. He doesn't stand here trying to right-click and bang here with Watson. He can't do that. He's 2 levels behind. He's by himself, and Watson's got another kill. He has 6,500.
天辉上塔正受到攻击
Usually you want to have like 5k net worth 10 minutes into the game. Sure, we're 12 minutes into the game, but this is pretty insane, the amount of farm that he has right now. Gonna take the tower, or at least start to put some more pressure on the tower. We see Stormstormer try to get bottom tower as well. Still no points in Nether Ward, doesn't need it yet. One thing he needs to be careful about is using the Cripify against the Kisses as a defensive tool, because you just get blasted immediately. And they also have Earth Spirit. Stop the... If he wants to drain inside the fight, Earth Spirit can easily stop it. Stormstormer, he has really good sixth sense about when the rest of the team is gonna show up and try to make a move on him.
赏
It's
金
already gone now.
Stays here just a moment and trying to collect a little bit more, get to level 6. He's already out of there, and Spartan now in trouble because here comes Stormstorm.
会在
Like
地
Drain
狱再会
seems
的。
higher health pool, and that's an easy kill again here for the Pugna. They're gonna try and chase Desire. They've got Nande over to the side, but then Prepify, the Nether Blast. They've got to silence for a moment. Geomagnetic grip from Desire. Stormstormer's still gonna chase. They've got a tower there, but they've also got a glimpse. They have some help, and they have the damage real quick on Anande. So Desire, he survives, but it's at the cost of your carry.
Everything's falling apart from Monaspa. Stormer making the moves, the Cripify plus the blast, and then you have Fate Bolt from Rubik. Insane amount of damage. Also, one thing to notice is shotgun build and morph not really a thing anymore since it changes the blade, the Imperial blade.
VP and static swing.
It'll be okay. So now you have Pagna plus morph, it does work a lot better.
Probably some disgusting damage. Watson one off that top one, and he is stationary up there, and he's into move, right? He's not being pressured at all. Even with Skylark in that lane, he felt free.
Definitely was. He's gonna have Manta style in another minute. This is 15 minutes Manta style. Falcon Blade plus a casual Morbid Mask.
And Treads, yeah, like, that's gotta be a record. That amount of net worth. Some sort, maybe not top one, but be up there. It feels like we've just not felt Wish it. He made that one rotation over bottom, he got a kill, but other than that, like, he's still stuck here just trying to farm. Got a Blink Dagger, but, you know, what is it doing him and his team? They've just come to the pressure of Entity and down 7,000 net worth so early on.
Now they're making a move, trying to make something happen. This is Legion Commander with 0 in duel so far, trying to make something happen with the Blade Mail. Fishman is there, but no Static Storm.
And down for another 15 seconds. That was right under knobs. Turning on the hell out of it.
They still might catch him here. That was close.
Clark, well, now he's close enough to where Fishman is going to have something pull him back and or get a kinetic field out. See if on the ulti coming in from the Viper, and now telekinesis off to the side. Skylark's gonna die. Fishman ends up being traded. They've got the Mortimer's. That's the damage. Yeah, the damage is big, but is going to be enough. The rocket lands onto the Rubik. And on the other side, they've got Toby coming in. Kill to the Rubik, the local Stormer. Ooh, life draining. As Toby, he's hiding away. And Stormstormer who feels overwhelming odds. They've got the roll, but they need a silence. He's on mana. And again, and a Scatterblast comes out to finally kill off Stormstorm. A triple kill for Nande. That's a big way to get back into the game.
This is 3 versus 5 pretty much. They did bring only 2 supports and Pagna. So Broodmother was not there. He's still trying to farm up his item, which is going to be all really glimpse.
Blade Mail, so you don't want to
Where's the damage?
too much damage into him just yet. They got the fire snap. Fishman's going to die back to back. He didn't have enough to get anything out of this. Right, Quicksonic comes over me, and they need to help out this Rubik or back as well. Here comes Watson, top of the net worth. He's going to try and make something happen. Focus their attention on the Skylark. Again, it just feels like they're lacking a little bit. Nande wants to get in, but that was a mistake. But he gets the kill. The laser on a Watson. The adaptive strike. They'll take out Skylark. 2 heroes in on Monaspa and Wish. That's some damage. Just not enough. The roll into Toby with another laser coming in from Wish. The light drain on the start, but the geomagnetic grip will stop that. Killed off a couple. But Entity, it still feels like in a couple parts of this fight, we're struggling to output enough damage to really take a very one-sided victory.
And that's why they brought Watson to their previous fight. They thought, you know, we don't have enough damage coming out with the supports and Pagna, so someone needs to be there. Also, Toby getting very close to pipe, because that's going to be a big one. Needs to farm another 1,000 gold. So with that pipe online, against Legion Commander, against Thinker Rocket, having that aura, like, every damage that they have on their side is magical. But now we see the power of their lineup. Monaspa with Mortimer's Kisses, with Rockets flying, we have Earth Spirit in the front line. Trying to D-ward here, but seems like that's not going to be a thing. Courier down to 5 HP.
Survive. Steal Scatterblast. That's steal on us.
That's a big spell.
Level 4.
Insane amount of damage.
Problematic when they fight into Entity lineup again.
You get the Grippified. Pagna with their Arcane Rune. He also bought the Force Staff, so a lot of cheap items. Wants to be able to maneuver inside a battle. Does not want to get focused. See, misses immediately.
Telekinesis. They go to the Mortimer's Kisses. Desire on the run. Schmid to be holding on to the Blitz for now. Finally puts him back into the Static Storm once the Kisses run out. Another blast. Storms another light, and that's onto Desire. Coming across with some webs. Spartan just kind of standing there using that trusty shovel. Third eye apparently fell. Scatterblast just cleaning up some spiderlings, grabbing himself a couple So still, it sits at 7K. You can feel the damage of Monaspa when they've got the right setup.
I don't think they need to rush anything every single time and gets a kill. They could go for more kills,
夜
especially
眼
if they
上
haven't
塔
used
正受到
weapons.
攻击，
Gotta make things a lot easier with fight pickup, so I think Toby's not gonna be as afraid now. He can also provide vision with the spiders for some back.
Have that range, that glimpse. He's at level 4, so 1800 cast range on that glimpse. Gonna have to be far to get away.
天辉下塔正受到攻
Another
击，
blast, and the Spiderlings come in to try and take it to your tower. Outpost. Spiders trying to claim some vision around the tower, and that's the that we start with the glimpse. That's exactly what they'll do. They get the kinetic field, they have the stone scatter blast. How easy is that?
Classic Spartan move. After he dies, you can see him talking on the camera. Doesn't
夜
feel
眼
too
军
happy
团
about
全
it.
面加固，
They did exactly what you were
天
talking
辉
about,
下塔已
like
被
get
摧
vision
毁
with the Spiderlings, and
夜
Toby
眼
set
中
it
塔
up.
正
So
受
no
到
matter
攻
where you
击，
TP'd on that tower, they saw you.
It was also not a tower to defend unless they bring the numbers. You have Legion Commander there who does have a Blink Dagger, 10 damage at the moment.
Not a lot for a Legion 2 minutes in the game.
They could potentially try to go for Roche, maybe even force it, but if you want to play it safe, get a pick off, smoke up, turn it into Roche. You have more than enough damage and sustain. Smoke.
夜眼上塔正受到攻击，
Nande, they've got the war, but the blink away. Away the fact that they've also vision there. Up. World's going their way, and Skylark did get pressured on as Desire's over to the side, just in case they made a move to go for this Viper. Spiderlings is Toby. Putting some pressure on the mid lane. Here comes Witch to clean up all the spider bait. Fishman Static Storm, and Scatterblast stolen again. Damage coming in with kinetic field and Thunder Strike. They've got an easy kill on Smart once more. Telekinesis to stop the roll from Desire. That's Skylark and the rest of the team here, but Desire's that with stop cell. That's a big issue. Away, get some space, but he's under cast range. You're coming right back to the clip. Gonna be that ward once more, and then that dead one. Watson is able to fight for just a moment and does, well, carry participation. Last hit. On some here.
Saw the shotgun finally. E-Blade from Morphling. Let's have a BKB available. So regeneration rune here. Very low on mana. Not gonna pick it up at least yet.
On mana now, thanks to
天辉中塔
Toby
正受
going
到
into the
攻
Guardian
击，
Greaves. This item hasn't really.
Definitely not. There are some substitutions, I would say, if you want to get, like, it depends which hero you're playing. We saw Meteor Hammer being one, but some heroes like don't want to buy Guardian Greaves. On Broodmother, still fine. The item was nerfed, but not as much. This is a big item that Wish is gonna pick up. Hero's Guard against Morphling, against Magna's Life Drain. It's gonna be huge, and I see BKB next, so still very far away from it, but once he gets those
夜眼
items,
上塔正受到攻
this
击，
is still Monaspa in this
天辉
game. Even though it
中塔
says
正受到攻
10,000 gold
击，
per entity, there is a comeback event. One bad fight against Tinker, and this is also which Tinker we're talking about. He
夜眼
managed to
上
keep
塔
distance,
已
didn't
被
die a
摧
single
毁。
time yet.
Yeah. Despite the fact that his lane was so favored to the Pugna in terms of CS and where Stormer got himself, he's right there in the mix. Like 600 gold behind Storm. Pretty much played a perfect game himself. He's continuing to farm. There's that
天
Shivas
辉
you
中
talked about.
塔
BKB
正
was
受到
next.
攻击，
But sustainability is the name of the game, and picked up another item towards that, which is the mech on Toby.
They're so Tinker right now. Desire?
Desire rolls in, picks Fishman, but he's just gonna die.
Desire is also a professional football player, so he wants to kick not just ball, but also wants to kick some of the heroes in Dota.
Happy with that quarter punch. So they'll get the glimpse back, and that's going to be on a Skylark. He's in some trouble with that range there, and that is another kill for Watson. He's now wicked sick, which means he's 7-0-1. Going to Roche. Really be a contest, but yeah, I was going to say, but maybe. But
Knowing Monaspa, old Brave, old, during Boston Major, how they played, they might try to go and make something happen, make some kind of a steal happen. like they're
Tough.
yeah, it's tough. Lanes pushing in, and also Fishman being very annoying. Also setting out the illusion, scout things out. They know something is up. Fishman is trying to scout things out. Now they know that there is more on the high ground near the enemy triangle.
What do they do with this Aegis for Entity? Is it gonna put them in a position to potentially take the high ground, or is this more like, let's get our next items, let's fight again?
There is still a tier 2 tower mid, tier 2 tower top to take, so they want to keep some. They don't want this Tinker to get any bigger. He is getting the items, as said, the Shiva's guard.
He's
Really
ahead
huge.
of Stormstormer. Just breaks that plane. No. Is the game on, Wish? Nothing where he is. Feels like it could be a little bit dangerous. Stormstormer comes in with the boost travel on the Spiderlings. They're just far away. No, now that he still only has 10 damage. Blade Mail going into the BKB. It does feel like a lot of the pressure of Monaspa is on Wish.
It is. There's also not much synergy between 3 cores on their side. Like, I would want to see something different. Like, Legion Commander, sure. Legion did the job. He defended tower. Now Brood Mother is ahead of you. Sometimes picking a hero just counter someone in the lane, but it's bad for the game. It's really not worth it.
Not greater than game.
Sometimes lane is the game.
All about Dota, everything. Game.
But game cannot be lane.
Lane becomes game.
I don't know, but that was kind of lame. And looking at the itemization on their side, Pipe, Mech/Guardian Greaves is about to be finished. You also have Quiver Cape on Kateomi, so extra magic resistance coming out from that. They know where the real threat is coming from. In terms of physical damage, they don't have much. They almost have none. Only one who does have it.
Desire does get the roll off. Silence on a 2, and Stormstormer's here. Life Drain, another blast. Die again, and that puts Stormstormer himself on a dominating spree. Streaking. Yeah, they've got Static Storm, but do they have the heroes coming in? He's gonna come over, trying to get out of here, but now Mortimer's Kisses sends them the other way. Fishman trying to leave, more Kisses coming forward, but Watson's coming to the fight. Trying to get this Tinker down. There is Sparky coming over. He does not do the help yet. Right now, Fishman will die. Still kind of only to Skylark. They're still going to lose 2, though, in Wish and Spark.
I know Spartan's really happy with that trade. Lose your mid lane, you get the kill. Doesn't really matter. You get another position 4 on top of that, but we saw him smiling on the camera. Big smiles.
I understand it. You get a kill as this big meat.
Problem is, Watson, this is 4-slotted Morphling at the moment, hitting the high ground, and you don't have Tinker to defend with.
And he's going to be dead for 20 seconds more, but you don't want to buy back.
For a second, I thought Morphling was bloodlust. The way he looks.
With the relic under him?
Yeah.
Makes sense. You can see the confusion.
I'm like, look at all these attacks with bloodlust, and I forgot Ogre's not a hero.
2 heroes. Watson's now going to take over the triangle. With the spots for Monaspa to farm. Scotty next, so going to be more of an issue here for Tinker and and only level 2 nether tots. Skylark kind of feeling like he hasn't done all too much in this game. I say that with him.
To be honest, I don't think we even talked about it too much. No, he lost his lane, Viper trying to catch up, a lot of Dragonlance, trying to get the BKB. I see Scotty in the quick fight, so they will have that kind of extra tool to deal with his Morphling and also Pugna's Life Drain.
Relax lang. Relax lang.
Putting the pressure on these high ground towers. This Aegis is there for another 45 seconds, so maybe Monaspa's got the timing right. They to make a play as Watson have to be on point. In fact, now Watson now not too close. Get a pressure these towers, so we'll see how willing he is right here, because the rest of the team kind of spread out, not exactly right next to him. They are making their way down towards mid, potentially down towards. Just trying to clean. And see Stormer keeping Watson topped up. Order smash, scatter, blast, geomagnetic grip, silence. Lubricate and have the invisibility to get Watson out.
They got the tower. Game 4. Aegis is going to be reclaimed in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I would say they should probably still feel confident about the Aegis. But against the Tinker lineup, maybe looking to be careful and wait till the second rush.
They might get surprised by overwhelming damage from Tinker. Urge rolls in, kicks you underneath the 4 towers potentially. So they don't have to rush anything. They could potentially try to smoke up, take a fight. If someone steps up way too close, glimpse him back, keep vision.
He did get himself 20.
夜眼上塔正受到攻击。
Big damage.
That's 1 damage per minute almost. A little higher right now. The averages.
Poedota, just
BKB
Poedota,
finally picked up
guys.
there for Wish. That's something we were talking about him getting a while ago. And go for that Eebly. Not on Tinker. At the same time, Watson closing on that Ivy.
一点儿也不差。
Monaspa
天灰军团
really don't have much of the map.
They're stuck in the base. First they were stuck on a cliff. Fire was, and now they're stuck in the base. Wish needs to play this type of a game. He needs to be out. What do you feel? Defense matrix.
Found Wish for a moment, not enough Hero. He doesn't actually have any more control other than that telekinesis. Not much he could have done there long enough for the rest of the team to follow up. TP Fishman back. Potentially had a glimpse. Again, not close enough, not quick enough. They're going to smoke on the side of Monaspa. Feels a little bit ambitious. Maybe a little bit desperate as well with these 3 heroes looking to go out, but I'm not sure they're really going to find much of anything.
You can see the way they move. They're really not sure where they want to go. Yeah, exactly. Maybe if someone steps up, we'll get a kill, which will give us another minute, another 45 seconds, depends who we kill. Off free farm on Tinker, we want to get another set of items.
Watson, by the way, despite having the Scotty eyes on us.
He wants to have another dispel mechanic. It also gives him survivability,
一眼军团
potential
正
dual
在
plate
扫
mail.
描。
And he does not want to get
Smoke from not gonna respawn for another 30 seconds, and this is pretty much expected based on what you're going up against to go to the high ground. Is Entity waiting for the next Roche? Not exactly putting the pressure on the towers just yet. Farming those next few items. 16% Dota plus feels a little generous.
That's Tinker right there. With any other hero, I think it would be below 5.
That or like Spectre, right? Plus or close.
Loves some heroes.
Favors them
夜
even when.
眼上塔正受到
So
攻
gonna be a
击。
quick Roche. This is back up in 5 seconds. Monaspa, they've set up for the Roche. Wish over to the side and Zyra up towards top. Waveform aggressive, but they got the tool. It's gonna be out of
He got the Matrix.
Avoided by Watson with the Manta style. Go to the BKB from Skylark and Nande, but now the Mortimer's kisses are gonna be on the back lines, only hitting on a Fishman. Now looking to aim on a Toby. Going to Nande, they look over at Skylark, who teamed out, rockets flying in. Telekinesis, they've got the vision onto Spartan. They should be able to get another kill. Can't hop over that kinetic field. 2 of these heroes will be dead without either.
Defense Matrix coming in clutch. That extra 40% status resistance. Duel didn't last long enough. Nande's like, what the hell is happening? Denied immediately. The overwhelming damage from this Morpsite, who is uncontested completely. Watson one more time, carrying the game. They catch anyone else?
Glimpse, Skylark can. You get a kill here onto the Viper once
正
again.
受到攻击。
Now 3 heroes in their graves at the moment. Coming back in about a dozen seconds. Still though, without this Viper, it feels like a free high ground seed. They haven't even gone to Roche yet. Like, that's the backup plan. If any feel the need to pull the ejection cord on this one,
天灰
just
攻
go back to
击，
Roche. Get
天
the
灰
Eagles,
到
get
攻
the
击
shard.
被
Still open barracks here on the bottom, and this is exactly what Watson is going to. They also don't have the heroes to kill the Netherworld with. There is Snapfire, Dolby getting it.
Duel on him, right clicks from Skylark. Dual damage and will be dual damage. Now they've got to parlay this this into another fight.
已被
Gotta get
摧
these
毁。
heroes, but
天
Fishman
辉
throws down
上
the
塔
kinetic
正
field.
受
They're
到
trying to chase. Got the roll. Just right next to the disruptor. It's gonna silence the kill. That geomagnetic grip coming in clutch here for Desire. And Wish trying to go off. Smashing the keyboard. Trying to get the rockets out with the laser on a Stormstormer. Got that A on desk. Keep the reach. They've got the kick. Locked down on Stormstormer for a second. But Desire taking too much damage from Watson. The silence of the Morphling's not really gonna do anything to discourage him from going in. As they go after Skylark, they've got to pull back with the glimpses. Only the static storm is Fishman came back to fight with the buyback. Just as quickly as he bought back, he's dead. Gets another kill on a Stormstorm, but the BKB's gonna run out from Skylark, and eventually Watson, 1 versus 5, team around him. Right clicks on a Skylark, just needs one more to get the kill, but they've got the roll. Now the man to the waiting for, still going after Skylark, gets the corner right where they've got Toby coming back in the fight. A couple of these heroes have respawned, they've also brought back here on the puck. That's a Stormstormer, also joins the side of Anthony. Get the kill to start, though, look over at Nande. He's got the BKB as well as the Ogre Seal Totem to try and get some distance in him and Entity, but they're gonna continue to chase raw BKB and the TP. It's not gonna be enough. They'll kill off the Legion Commander. So this fight for a moment looked good for Monaspa, but Entity pull out at the end.
6.7 thousand damage, they'll play Watson in that fight. Almost the same amount of damage as the whole Monaspa spawn, and he wants that. Watson's having a really good read how much he can stir up against the whole enemy team and still not die. There's not enough lockdown. He's keeping the distance, he's dealing some serious damage, but it's not going to be enough.
Sparkle is getting blown up, goes into the Glimmer Cave. Overwhelming odds thrown over once again as Nande's forced to buy back. They still have these rockets, these lasers, which are much enough of a deterrent to get Entity out of the base for now. They don't have buybacks available, and like I said, the backup plan is triple the road. 6,000 net worth lead. Tough to deal with.
They can't contest this. We might see some desperation smoke, them trying to take a fight. Fighting inside the base seems like a better option to me, where you have Tinker, you want to be able to fight close, so he has that extra mana, or even maybe spam things out of the fountain. He's in level 18, 3 minutes ago, so rearm is level 1.25 seconds to do it, and also Defense Matrix now gives him 25% cooldown reduction as well, so that's pretty big. E-Blade finished, can't use that defensively. Watson decided to opt for the nullifier, and also he can dispel Defense Matrix, which is pretty big. Coming in clutch against one of the duels when Kataomi stole it.
Yeah, having that status resistance is always nice. With that Aegis and Shard, well, they've got themselves out a 30k net worth lead. Glimpse for a second, but not going to be pulling back enough onto Spartan to get him in the rest of the team. Wish is still pushing out these creep waves and just trying to keep some distance between him and the side of Entity. Give his team some chance to bring this game back.
They probably have just one more fight. There is not a single hero in this game with the buyback available at the moment. Now, Tinker will farm it at 100 gold. Morphling just got his.
天辉上塔正受到
Overwhelming
攻
blink
击。
being built here for Tinker. You can see, like, you're pushing these lanes in, but you've also got Stormstormer and Watson who clean them up just as quickly as Wish does.
I mean, I mentioned that they don't have a hero being built. Close Warp.
天
Sure,
辉
there
上
is
塔正
Snapfire,
受
but
到
that's
攻
not
击。
Snapfire's job. She can't get close. Even if she gets close, it's still not enough. Pugna has that level 15 talent, the
天
extra
辉上塔已被
attack
摧
that you
毁。
to have, and Setter's only 6, so can't do it alone. Needs an extra hit, and Ripify on it. Pretty difficult task to add. Other heroes also don't want to kill it.
Self in a bad position. Ooh, Wish. Ripify, BKB, TP out, no fire, not going to be enough. So he's out, and there's a 3-man smoke from the side of Monaspa while Wish is going back to regen that.
Double damage
They
is
just
still
delete
top.
Yeah.
And we are the ones who are controlling these runes. With a Tinker lineup, you want to have those runes. Can get Regen fight, Arcane Rune, that's pretty boggers, but doesn't seem like it happened this time around. Wish, as you said, going for that overwhelming blink, going to be able to maximize his damage output. Much more annoying, and now Watson in a bottle.
Got the DD said for Entity that's pretty poggers, and well, the defense for Monaspa is pretty Trojan.
Yep. Bottom, this is what I like to see. They should know something is up, but they just revealed it.
Telekinesis, wait for him, an instant kill for him on Spartan. Nande's gonna try and get back into the base, forced to pop the BKB tier 4 while the glyph comes out. This is a roll from Desire that does not get in anything but another death to the tower. Obi gonna start to take power. The throne's exposed. Watson will stand his ground. They really need Wish to come in, but shots with BKB. No focus. The throne doesn't really want to go for anything else. Wish, well, you can output your damage, but it won't matter. G's at the end of the day, and Entity will take game number 1.
It goes back to what Panel was talking about. The draft that they drafted for themselves can look really good. Like we saw some good stuff. Like there were a couple of fights where you could potential what kind of go for. But they were so far behind. Maybe with a different offlaner, something that can be a bit more active, jump in, some chaos. They also lost pretty much. The biggest one was the mid lane. Stormstormer killed the tower early on, rotated to the bottom lane. Watson farm. I don't think you can ask for a better performance. Flawless game coming out from Watson. Didn't die a single time overall. His itemization as well, getting the KB to the